365 days. That's how many days I'm willing to show up on this YouTube platform making a long form YouTube video every single day. And we'll see where I'm at after 365 days. We're 2 weeks in, and I'm feeling good about it. This is me showing you in real time the value of showing up. And you might look at my channel and see, oh, well, it's not a lot of subscribers. If 312 people walked through my door right now and said, hey, what's up, man? Love your videos, it would be pretty overwhelming. If one person who I didn't know walked through that door and said, hey, man, keep it up, I would be like, man, this is strange, but I would be happy about it. So 312 people, if you think that's not a lot of people, then your view of the world has been skewed by social media, just like all of our views have been skewed. And who knows how many subscribers I have by the time you're watching this video. If you would like to kind of keep a journal of it, then let's do it in the comments. But I want to talk to you because I'm sitting here and I'm in my childhood room, if you can't tell, and it's a little bit of a time capsule. So I'm thinking back to, I'm kind of reverse engineering in my mind. How did I get to where I am now with all of these dreams that I see here? And I see some that I haven't accomplished yet. And I see, because I'm a professional basketball player, I'm blessed to be preparing for my 8th year of professional basketball. I'm home in the States. I've played in Germany the last 7 years. Und ja, ich kann auch Deutsch sprechen. But it's just awesome to see and travel back to that point in time where I didn't know how all of this was going to go. I didn't know if I was going to end up being a professional. I felt like I could. I felt like I should. And just seeing how much my mind has evolved. And I see some stuff in here that I'm like, man, I owe it to myself not to make it real, because in the end, that's not fully up to me. It's not fully up to me what level of basketball I end up reaching. And I'll be the first to say that. But it is up to me to assume that I can reach the highest level of basketball possible and leave no stone unturned and becoming the best basketball player I can be. That is up to me. And wherever that is, whoever that is, whatever that looks like, that's what it's going to look like. And that is only possible if I continue to show up every single day. But the way I was showing up every day when I was still living here in this house and sleeping here in this bed behind me, in this bunk bed that I grew up sleeping in and slept in until I moved out, the difference is that I wanted to take massive action. I wanted to make it to the top of the national rankings in basketball within one camp, one weekend, one game. I wanted to just throw down a crazy dunk and go viral. When it came to content, it was no different. I wanted to make one video that got 10 million views and then everybody see how good I am at making videos, at making content, at doing whatever it is. And from a writing perspective, because I'm a published author now and I'm working on my 3rd book. Actually, I've completed the manuscript, I guess, for the 4th book that I started writing. It was a little bit of a shorter project, but yeah, I'm multiple books in, 2 books fully published and 2 that are very close to being published. I was able to and am able to continue writing and publishing and producing these works because I show up every single day, not because and back in this time when I lived here, like I said, I would try to make a movie in a day. My brother and I were just talking about it. Like he was saying we've matured in the sense of how we approach projects, because we don't feel like, oh, like if I have to plan it, if I have to put work in it or work on it on the front end, then it's more or less a failure. It's not meant to be. It should just come together perfectly. I thought that and believed that for a long time, but that's not the case. That's not the case. It's the people who do that and say that including myself and my brother and a lot of other people that I've been around, the people who say, oh, like if I have to really work at it to make it happen, then I'm just not supposed to be doing it, or I'm not destined to do it, or it's not meant to be. The people who do and say that just want an out, because they understand that there's a good chance that it doesn't work out in their favor. They understand that there's a good chance that the words that they say, the beliefs that they express, might not come exactly how they're expressing it or how they're communicating it. And they want to be able to say, well, yeah, I mean, I didn't really try. Or, for example, the ACT test. I don't know what the acronym stands for, but it's a major test in the USA that pretty much determines whether or not you get into most colleges. You have to score a certain amount to even be considered for most colleges. So the ACT test was something that I wanted to score above a 30 on. A 36 is a perfect score, and a 30 is considered extremely strong. And I wanted to score above a 30, but I wanted to do it without studying. How dumb is that? How stupid is that? Oh yeah, if I can do it without studying, then that proves my intelligence. No, it doesn't. Because I did end up getting a 31 on the ACT. But guess what? Now I sit here years later, and obviously the ACT score doesn't have any impact on my life now as a 25-year-old. But I think about it just for curiosity's sake. What if I would have studied? Could I have gotten a 36? I believe so. If I went back right now with my mindset and my approach to learning, to studying, I would get a 36. Obviously, I'm a 25-year-old now, but if I had been more mature in my thinking and not connected my ego so much to these different things and said, hey, okay, well, yeah, I could do it really well with just going in and starting and just trying to freestyle it, or I could go into it and start the process, but put in the necessary work behind it. Do the necessary refinements that need to be done to make it just that 1% better once the first draft is done, once I've added a skill. Or, for example, another example, one of the major parts of my game and my preparation is watching game film as a professional athlete. And any professional athlete will tell you how big of a role game film plays, not only for us, but for the coaches, for organizations when they're choosing players. Watching game film is a big part of it. I did not watch game film when I was in high school. All I would do, if anything, was pick out highlights. I didn't want to watch my bad actions. I didn't want to watch my poor actions. And I might make a full video on this. And I realized that I have to go back, because stuff happens in my life and ideas come into my head. And I realize now that I promised that I would tell the story of my competitive fire when I was still in Orlando, and it just completely slipped my mind. Ping pong, my mom, competitive fire. I promise that video is coming. So if you subscribe to see that, I haven't forgotten about it. If you're wanting to hear about that and what kind of competitive drive I had as a kid and how that led me to becoming a professional basketball player, make sure you're subscribed. I'm not trying to gatekeep on purpose. It's just the days are long, and then I get to making these videos and I just go with what's at the forefront of my brain. So I'm not going to promise tomorrow, but it is coming. It is, because it's definitely a topic that's near and dear to my heart, and I think needs to be talked about and people need to hear. Tangent. But going back into it, I'm not talking about being a perfectionist and over preparing and just the analysis paralysis. That's not what I'm talking about. What I'm talking about is saying, hey, what do I want to do, and what is the work that I need to do every single day, even if it's just a little bit, to make this thing happen. With my books, showing up every single day has been the most rewarding process ever in terms of creatively, because I'm seeing books come together. I'm completing chapters on accident. I completed my book that I started just on the side, I completed that randomly. I wasn't like, oh, okay, today I'm going to lock in and finish my book. That's what I would have said when I was living here. I'm not saying that anymore. I'm just saying, okay, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to write today. So when I turn this camera off while this video is uploading, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to write a little bit. I'm going to work on my novel. And before I know it, the next novel will be done. That's how you got to approach this thing. That's how you have to see your goals in your life. Well, you don't have to do anything. Let's let that be clear. But the more you can see it that way, the easier it's gonna be for you to be able to build what it is that you want to build. Me showing up every single day, playing the game of basketball, studying the game of basketball, that's what was able to lead me to becoming a better professional basketball player. Me taking the time to study the film, me taking the time to shoot the extra free throws in the gym, to figure out, okay, what's different between me being in an empty gym and me being in a gym full of fans who are either cheering for or against me. All of these different things, showing up to those little things every single day, that's what's made the difference. And that's, for me, I'm only 25. So that's what's going to make the difference for me in the next 10 years, next 20 years, next 30 years, and this next year of me making a YouTube video every single day. It's got to be at least 10 minutes long. I don't know if I've been over that in this take because my camera is overheating. It's been screaming at me, but thank you, DJI Osmo. You held up, you held through for another take, and it's really not your fault. It's the SD card, so I got to get an SD card that supports the speed. But I'm going to thank the Osmo. I'm going to thank DJI. I'm going to thank you for watching, and I'm going to remind you that the best is yet to come, and I'm going to see you tomorrow. I know I'm kind of cutting things short here, but quick summary. Show up every single day to the things that you want to build, and they will build themselves if you show up and just do a little bit. It's the power of starting small. It's the power of stacking days, power of consistency, and guess what? You're going to become the person who does these things instead of trying to force yourself to do something. For me, it's like not brushing my teeth if I don't go down to write. It's like not brushing my teeth if I don't turn this camera on to talk to you. It started on Instagram for me. Now I'm on YouTube and on Instagram every single day. Don't overstress yourself. Don't feel like you have to take massive action to get ahead in life. Just take small steps every single day. And once you feel like, oh, okay, I'm a little comfortable, I'm good where I'm at, you can add a little bit. That's it. The best is yet to come. I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Peace.